There's a new intro, man. I meant to tell y'all to listen to this intro. Did you guys like the video that we put together last week? The little
Yeah.
that we put online. Did you see the thing?
You talking about the one that has the title card and then you talking?
Yeah.
I just saw it and shared it today. Yeah.
Man. Shout out to our intern, Gay Blonde Mike, who he puts that stuff together, man. Like he's really something, Mike.
Mike's the fucking man.
Yeah, this guy, he makes me work better because I can't. Like he tries so fucking hard and he's blind. It's like shit, dude.
I tell you when we were in Philly for the shows and we were going to record, here's where I was like, oh, he gets it and he's like way on point. He was the only one who thought to bring a fucking sign.
Yeah,
I still have it at home.
Yeah.
I'll bring it next week. He was the only one who was like, hey, I figured we could use this. I was like, yes, yes, we have a sign. Now everybody sees us coming a mile away.
Right.
So big shout out to Mike, man. Shit.
So, but welcome to Unpopular Opinions. I'm your host. I'm Dave Temple, an educated black guy with a chip on my shoulder because I've seen some shit. This Conrad Raw. Conrad is
I'm the voice of all white people. I speak for all white people. I speak for all men. I speak for all heterosexual people. They've entrusted me to speak for them.
Stoicism in human form. I speak for all things straight and proper.
There you go.
And T-Rex from the BX, Cisco Alderondo.
All day on casual Thursday over here because I'm representing the hood. I'm representing not shaving my face. I'm representing everybody who gets winded at the thought of cardio or carrots.
And all, he speaks for all of Puerto Rico. Everything that Cisco says has been accepted by the country and for the culture, and that's how I'm going off too much.
It's so sad to hear that you won't get into cardio. I got up and ran this morning, Cisco. It's 27 degrees, fresh powder on the ground. Me and my lady ran like 1.8 miles.
I will let you know. Since here's true story. Last week when we got the video, I was excited. Oh shit, the video came out, and then I saw me in the video. That's why I'm not wearing the suit because I was like, oh shit. I didn't realize because you know how I didn't realize I was this big. Like you put on quarantine weight, but I'm still there, and I'm still, and I still got my lady, so I'm good.
Yeah.
You don't look at yourself, and then when I looked at myself, like on my phone, and I didn't fit on my phone, I was like, oh, this is not good. So I'm not at cardio yet, but
That's
I am
good,
switching up the.
This podcast is going to save Cisco's life.
Yeah.
Cisco's going to see himself on the podcast and go like, all right, dude, like, yeah, it doesn't make sense that during the pandemic, I'm with a guy who literally exercises all the time, and I'm not going to soak up none of this shit. I'm not going
when I looked at, and here's how I know it was big, because I showed it to my girl. My girl was like, no, you look okay. And I was like, oh, you gave me the pause. You gave me the pause of doom.
But here, are you gonna do something about it?
I have to.
Yeah. You got to, man.
I can't. Listen, the
Gay
answer
blind
is not
Mike
buying.
is blind, and he's out giving it his all. Like, fat is not an excuse, bro.
The answer is not buying bigger shirts. I now know this.
Hey, this is.
You know what's even worse is that honestly, like health wise, and mentally, like I feel great.
Yeah.
So even like when I was lighter, I was more depressed. When I was light, because I've put on like 30 to 35 pounds. I was losing weight before the COVID hit. I put on weight. Put it this way: in the summer, I went out thinking the world was gonna get back to normal last summer. So let me go get a new wardrobe. So I go to these job interviews and shit. None of that shit fits me now, bro.
Damn.
I remember that.
Yeah.
They were all double X when I bought. You understand that shit? I was a double X before. Now I'm a legit 3X.
And you don't feel it on a day-to-day basis.
You don't.
But
It literally creeps up on you.
you said you're happier now, though.
Yeah, because for
Euphoria, man. Fucking euphoria.
For the most part, like I've been on my meds. I've been feeling better, and the one thing that the quarantine. If you're in, like, as a comic, I didn't realize it, but getting up every day, I was working 7 days a week, and I was just going and doing spots. Then I was going home. Then I was getting up and going and doing spots, but I wasn't doing anything else. I wasn't doing anything else.
Right.
So I was on a fucking hamster wheel, bro.
Yeah.
And that shit'll weigh on you, and without you realizing, I was just in this really dark, like miserable fucking place.
You know what's funny? And it's interesting that you bring that up because we're seeing a lot of like celebrity people kind of fall apart the same way. Like coming to a studio every day for years and even at the like, you look at like a Jimmy Fallon level. Like, bro, that guy's in the studio all the time, nonstop. And this has been going on for years. I listened to Seinfeld talk about this, where Seinfeld was like, yeah, I was doing Seinfeld for 9 years, and then it was always clubs before that. And then he went from that show to like some other show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was just like, yeah, this is not normal. You know, that hamster wheel shit.
But for me, it was not doing anything forward. Like, think about it like this: you're going to be doing the same thing every day, but you're not. I wasn't growing. I wasn't doing anything forward. I wasn't taking any forward steps.
Okay.
I was literally in the same spot that I was for go back like 3 or 4 years. The only time I was really happy was when I was on stage and I'm like, oh, I'm getting these laughs. I'm having even when you're bombing, it was more fun.
Right.
You know what I mean? So to get away from that, I would just go hang out and we have the excuse as comics, I work at a bar, I'm hanging out at a bar, I'm gonna go see my friends at a bar. So I was just knocking them back. So the only good thing I think that came out of the quarantine for me was the fact that it took me out of that cycle of like, oh, let me go to these spots, let me go get these drinks. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because that was a bad spiral for you to be in.
And then without, I'm not making any excuses. I wasn't going anywhere. So at no point when this whole shit started, it was like, oh, you know what? I got to go work. No, I was like, I'm stuck at home. I can't go outside. I'll get sick. I'll just stay at home. The only time I left the house was to go get food.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't know. Not to say this is like tangential to that, but people get stuck in different hamster wheels. So I think Corona would have helped people to realize is the shit that doesn't matter. People were caught in these hamster wheels of like like things that did not matter. I was in like a few. Like I always kept like a lot of plates spinning, and I was get caught up in these things. And then I'm out of that, and I'm like, oh, that shit didn't even matter. So like the whole country was like getting caught up in shit that doesn't matter, getting mad at things that didn't matter, getting all this. And then when it comes down to life and death, people are like, yeah, now what really matters? And he's like, oh, okay, I got to reassess all this stuff. Yeah. So I get it. I mean, dude, New York was a one big hamster wheel, and like the subway was like the way that was like connected at all. I remember being on a subway for like 6 hours a day, like going from place to place to place to place. And now you can't go to those places, and it's like, oh shit, but like 6 hours a day. Crazy. And then it's like you step back out, and I feel better. I mean, I want to get back to work and do other things, but it's like it is a nice like break from all that, because there was nothing that was going to create that break for you.
Because I'm growing in other directions, and I feel guilty because I'm like, well, how when the world comes back do I ever go back to that thing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think you can't even think about that, because it might never be that way.
I don't think I'll ever go back. Yeah, I'm doing yoga and doing gay stuff for the first half of my day, and I like it. I like gay stuff, like,
the derogatory way from the 90s.
You were doing so good.
It's too uplifting. I ain't like the energy. Nah.
No. When do we get to go back to a place where like remember when there's old people and they're like, he's from a different time? When do people get to say that about me? Like, yeah, don't worry about that. He's from a different time. Like
I am there now.
They just excuse all the things that I'm doing wrong. Yeah. It's like maybe when it all opens up, it goes back to that. Like, yeah, just let him. Yeah, he just says things differently.
I mean, I used to make a joke about that I would want to. I thought I would want to put a podcast in a nursing home, like in an Alzheimer's unit. I would want to just have a microphone, just listen to people with dementia, just yammer. You know what I mean? And then I realized that I'm probably going to make that show. Like, I'll probably do that because I'm probably going to never stop talking into a microphone.
Right.
Like, the world is over. We're in this we're here still trying to broadcast pirately.
Yeah.
Because we're that committed to getting our message out of what? I don't know.
Well, because it's exchange of ideas is always fascinating.
And smart people exchange ideas. I don't remember but someone just gave me that quote as far as like, yo, dumb people talk about people. They focus on people. Dumb people are the people that like sit at home all day and watch like Entertainment Tonight
and gossip.
Like, what is this celebrity person doing? What is that person doing?
Oh, yeah. I mean?
Then there's like medium people that kind of find goals, things to gather, but they focus on things. Dumb people focus on people. medium people focus on things. Smart people focus on ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Which, before we get ahead of ourselves, there's a lot of dumb people with a lot of money. So let's not.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of money
what I
in
mean?
looking
Like,
at people.
Because when you say shit like that, people who have like a higher self-opinion in themselves are always like, yeah, well, it's me. Well, relax. Slow the fuck down.
That's
Slow
how I
down.
feel.
Yeah,
that was me right there.
I mean, but-
I like Cisco. Cisco's always like, like if you're an up balloon, Cisco's got to be, hey.
Yeah.
Bring it down a little bit. Bring it down a little bit.
But also
Keep
too,
both
like
feet on the ground.
I remember I was yelling about something, and I had a full head of steam, big momentum, and I'm yelling about this, I'm yelling about that, and then someone just says to me, "You get angry at a lot of abstract ideas, don't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, all these ideas that I'm getting angry about, yeah, they don't matter either." That was one of my hamster wheels, was the
Yeah.
abstract ideas. Like, can you believe it's? And I think it's kind of close to even like I would get mad at people getting mad at like stuff on whatever the internet was at that time. Like, I don't know, it's like whatever, transgender rights, freedom of speech, whatever. And then now I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Okay, fine. People are, can you believe in Connecticut there's these people running that are men and they're women? And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, let them. I'm done like arguing against it. It's like, let it play out. I'm like, it's almost like it's almost like a movie or a play. It's like, yeah, just let's see where it goes. Because I used to get so bent out of shape about all that stuff.
They wore you out.
I'm still in that one. I still have an opinion on, but it's somebody came up with this really cool thing, which is instead of having it split by gender, you have it split by ability.
What?
Instead of having male and female sports, you simply do it by skill level or ability level.
No, it should be chromosomes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
X or XY chromosome. What chromosome do you have?
Now it doesn't matter.
But
Here's
yeah,
your
because there's
class,
some chicks
and
that
you're
I
in
don't
this.
want them. I do not want. If you're too good, you're too good. There are some girls who, you know, one of the reasons why I run now. There was a girl that I met in Illinois. I had a cousin that was in the Army. He was like a major general, like high ranking, and we go out to Rock Island Arsenal in Illinois. It's like north of Chicago. And we were there, and there's this girl that she was cute. She was there hanging out, all this stuff. I was like really, really attracted to this girl. And she asked me we were playing basketball, and she exploited that I ain't had no left. She figured it out. And she called it out. Like, oh, he can't stop me. I go to the left. And that was like, this girl's dominating me on the court. This is embarrassing, but it's kind of sexy. I like it. Then, like, I think one night before dinner, she asked me, yeah, you want to go for a little run? Like, just a little. At the time, I didn't realize I didn't have the lungs to do, like, 1.5 miles or 2 miles. But this girl dominated me in running and basketball. And it was, like, mind-boggling because it was like, holy shit, this girl is... There are women like this out here? You know what I mean? Like, I still run now chasing that girl.
That's good.
In my mind, I'm still chasing that girl. Like, if I run into her now, she'll see I did a half marathon.
Spite is the fuel the engines are made of for humanity. You need spite in your life.
Is it spite or lust? I don't even know.
Both.
I don't know.
It's like mixing nitrous with gasoline. It makes it even better. It just goes.
I thought the story ends with you being a sub. You know what I'm saying? Just like, and that's when I realized leather. Like, oh, anybody else think this was gonna take a turn somewhere?
I don't know, man. I'm not good with that either. Like the level of receiving something from somebody that's talented. Okay. So you ever get somebody like I had a nice dinner last night, a nice restaurant. It was like this duck, and it was really, really good. Like I've literally never been a person. Oh fuck, Banat duck, Benet,
French, something French and duck and
French shit, right. So I'm not one of those people that usually eats and goes, oh, I hate those fucking people. I hate people that when they eat them, this is but this duck was that good. I'm fucking, oh my God, this is right. And I'm like, this is really good. It's expensive. I get it. Boom. All right, we did that. I can never have duck like that in someone's home. Like, it feels like there's an effort.
It needs to be in a restaurant, you're saying?
Yeah, because it feels like there's an effort that is too much. Like on a personal level, you can't give me like I don't want you to go this out of your way for me. You understand what I'm saying?
Or I also too, I think I'm similar in this, and I've been thinking about this because you told this to me earlier. Is like maybe you don't like nice things being done for you without like the boundary of like getting up and leaving. Like at a restaurant, you're like, all right, thank you. Here's 20%, and I'll see you later. It's like why some people get prostitutes, right? They're just like, okay, no other emotional attachment. It's just like, here's the money, and how do you do? See you later.
Yeah, like I'm feeling I'm not owed anything. Has anyone ever met a girl's parents and then they want to like cook for you and you're like, hey guys, I'm already pegging your daughter. Like,
Jeez, Dave.
That's funny. It could also,
no
if you
reason
get
to
a
feed
meal
me.
like that at home, you're in a chef's house. Like that's not something you would get. People don't make that at home. That's a restaurant.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
and that's what I'm saying.
Real
so
shit.
now
That's
when
true,
you
too.
realize people who have a high level of, it's the same as if I went to some billionaire's house and he was like, just threw me the keys and goes, here, take a Mercedes. That's yours now. And it's like, I can't fucking accept this. Like, I don't,
Right.
that's weird. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
or like going to somebody's like house who's like a masseuse or something, and like, let me give you a massage, Dave.
yeah,
And you're like,
yeah.
But there is something about that. Like, there is an interesting thing. It's like, I can't accept this. When I was growing up, my parents were so backwards, probably because where they came from. And this is, I realize, is wrong. So I would go, whenever we'd step into somebody's house, like, we're their guests, like, we're going to be there. And my parents would go, if they offer you anything, you say no. They're like, hey, would you like a glass of water or something? Like, nah, I'm good. But you should say yes because it's, now they feel like they're doing something nice for you, so it makes them feel good. You know what I mean? But there is a weird thing of like, so I know exactly where you're coming from, like the inability to accept nice things from people. And that's so many levels deep. I don't know if that's where you're going.
Yeah. Because, well, here's the other thing. Like, if they're trying to do something nice, they didn't fail.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the weird thing. Usually that's where the offensiveness comes in, is if you tried to do something nice, but you failed miserably. But and I think you just want to be angry because if someone does something nice and they're successful at it, you're like, come on, guys, this is a little bit, versus if they'd have failed, you'd have been justified. You'd have been okay being angry.
Or you're thinking about, yeah, this is like deep psychological stuff. Or you're thinking about like, why are they being nice to me? You're like, what's coming around the other end? I think I saw this in a movie sometime where they were just like, I'm just being nice to you because it makes me happy to be nice to you. They're not looking for anything. They're not trying to sell you like a vacuum cleaner or anything like that. It's like, let me butter you up with compliments so that I can sell you this thing you don't need.
Stab you when you're not looking. No,
Right,
that's
right.
not the case.
Or, you know, in movies, they like give you these nice dinners and then there's like drugs in it and you fall asleep and you wake up in a bathtub and your organs are missing.
Yeah, I mean, in that sense, but yeah, it is weird. There's like no one really
Or, like,
cares
you
that
can't-
much to help you, like
Yeah.
to the point where you almost look for a reason to get out of help. Like, have you ever gone to something that's supposed to be good for you and you're like you come in with the attitude like these fuckers.
Yeah.
You're predisposed, right? Because you don't want help.
I think
not
we-
in this area.
Yeah, we all do that, like going to the dentist.
I was going to say emergency room.
Yeah,
but yeah.
we all look down on the dentist. We're like, this guy digging in the teeth and shit. This guy, ugh, dentist. But I also think that too. It's like also it's like a weird thing. Is like you'll never be able to return the favor that's better than that duck to this person.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because it's now you have the ability to do this all the time and you're just going to sprinkle me with like,
And you can't top that duck.
yeah, this is
Or
fucking
whatever else they
charity.
got going on. They're like, you
Yeah.
think that duck was good? I got this.
Yeah, that's like I'm a homeless person and you just threw me a nickel. Don't introduce me to this world now.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? Like, because I'm probably never going to get this
Was
again.
this
Not on
like
my
for your
own.
birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh, well,
fucking-
that's different.
Maybe next year we'll get duck.
But I just
You
couldn't.
better be nice to me for this whole year.
Yeah.
If you want this duck again.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know.
I get it. I think it's a like multi-layered thing, but yeah, yeah, I'm with it 100%. Like the phrase, I can't accept something this nice is like.
Well, here's another
Don't
thing.
go through any
Has
trouble.
anyone
Relax. It's
done?
not a big deal.
We've
But maybe that
shitted
keeps
on-
us. Maybe that keeps. I have like a lot of those concepts in my head that I think limit me as a person. You know what I mean? Like, you know how they say, like, you know, you're thinking too big or you're thinking too small. It's like, that's small-minded shit. Where we should be like, of course I deserve nice things. We need to be more, what do you call it? Like, self-involved. I don't know, like
self-aware, but also you get that voice in your head. Yeah, I deserve nice things, but not that nice.
Right.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
you got it.
Bruh, all right. My birthday was yesterday, but I went shopping like last weekend.
Okay.
And I did like a little ghetto shopping. I haven't hit like a main strip in a while.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like a Broadway
Or Fordham
Stock-
Road,
right?
Delancey
I haven't.
Street.
Yeah. So I was like,
Rodale Drive for Conrad's people.
yeah.
but I
I've heard of this, I'm aware.
But I also realized I've never done the going into something and shopping. I've never done that. It was just not something. Every now and then, I never had money to do that kind of shit. Even now, I still don't have money to do it. But I went and bought a cheap sweatsuit, like a $30 sweatsuit, and it just felt good to just you have something, because it's like here I went through the motions to see if it would work out. Would it make me happy? What's the difference between buying a $30 sweatsuit or a $700 sweatsuit? Both. It's my birthday. Treat myself. Whatever. And the reality was, I think I hung out, did something. I think was smoking ash on it. Boom, boom. Okay, yeah, cool, fine. It's not a problem. And you realize like that was the way it was supposed to be. Like you get a little bit of an experience, but it wasn't too big. But at the same token, I just limited myself. I just validated I should be wearing $30 Fresh Home sweatsuits. Like I gave myself the excuse to be like, go ahead.
Yeah, because $30 is like a nice limit. Like if you spend a lot of money on something and then you wreck it, it's worse than the feeling that it was good to buy it. And it's so easy to destroy things.
But it's so dope. Like to give into the feeling of splurging.
Okay. It's the rush of acquisition. I just got introduced to this concept by my lady. When you buy stuff, you get a rush of endorphins.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like and guys get it. We don't articulate it as well. It's like the same thing when like it could be sweatsuits for you, it could be shoes for a woman. You know what I mean? But I bought something new. You know what I mean? Like,
and Dave is microdosing shopping.
Yes.
We're going shopping.
Yeah, because I'm definitely
You're
trying
You're just dabbling.
Yeah, I'm dabbling in a little bit of too much stuff, though. Like, I'm growing exponentially, but it's like, I see myself sometimes like, yo, who the fuck are you, dude?
Bro, I have 12 to 14 pairs of sneakers still in a box that I just bought. None of them is over $50. They were all purchased on sale. All right? But I'm ready. I got these kicks here. Like I didn't realize you don't understand what I'm saying? I was doing the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
It makes you feel good. Oh, I got these new sneakers. I'm gonna wear them with this. I'm gonna wear them with that. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, it's a fucking pandemic. There's nowhere to go.
Right.
There's nowhere to wear these.
And I see people on the train with brand new Charles Barkley's. I saw so many of these Charles Barkley sneakers when I was out. I had to go in the store and see. Let me check. Charles Barkley's at $290, and I'm like,
damn.
Jesus Christ. Now, do I have $290? Yes. And they might be right. What if the world is over tomorrow and I don't get to experience $290 sneakers?
Yeah, but
you know what I mean.
The sneakers aren't worth $290.
Even if they're not.
Okay.
The fact that a motherfucker who may not even have that much is okay, pulling the trigger, $290 on a pair of sneakers. I'm like, how do you get that? How do you get that ability to be like, fuck tomorrow? Like, you know what I mean?
To be fair, we don't know what goes on in that person's mind. That person could have saved up for these. That person could have.
True.
But for me personally speaking, for if you spend $300 on a pair of fucking sneakers, I hope your pinky toe fall off. I hope you fucking wake up in the morning and the sneakers don't fucking fit no more. All right, and the only way you can get your sneakers, the only way you get your toe back is for the rest of your life. You got to wear a pair of $30 fucking shoes.
Then let's see. Now, if he's buying those shoes because he's dying from cancer, how you feel now?
Yo,
Cisco would be glad he had the cancer.
I couldn't I can't switch it. Under no circumstances should you spend $300 because you could take that $300 and donate it to the American Cancer Society.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But again, that's my. But I'm never going. I'm gonna keep that here. Like I would never. Here's the thing. I would never, unless somebody asks me. I'm never gonna put my values on you. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You just did though.
No. But I'm never gonna tell you. Like I wouldn't say that to anybody's
Okay,
face.
okay.
You know what I mean? Like yo, you do.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
shit.
knock the hustle.
So
You
let me
live how
ask you
you
this.
want to live. Don't come to me though and be like, yo, I spent. As soon as you tell me, yo, you know how much I pay for these? I go too fucking much. You a fucking idiot. Fuck is wrong with you? Who raised you?
I think.
Do you have kids? Now, here's the difference. If you have kids and your kids are walking around, I could excuse somebody buying their kids $300, even though I would never do it.
Right.
Because I didn't have that when I was a kid. So now my kid gets to rock that. That's a little ridiculous, but if it's for children or for somebody else, that's cool. I don't think there's anything on the face of the planet that I need as an individual that's gonna run me more than like $300 tops. Whether it's if it's for article of clothing, it better be because we're going to the fucking Arctic to do a show and I need a coat. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's got to be practical.
Right.
But you know, it is what it is. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
I forgot. No. But I like where this conversation is going. We're going to pick it up on the next episode because now we're about to bring in some of our guests and hear some of their opinions, man.
With the new tech that we got.
Cool. You know what's funny? I just thought of this dorky idea that I like to be able to pretend I have the technology, comrade, to buzz in our guests.
Yeah.
I like to present that I have that technology to be like, bing, hold on, bow. All right, he's coming up now. All right. I like that. All right, so our next guy up to give his unpopular opinion, come on in. Let's hear it from Marcus, man. Come on in, Max.
Hey.
Wow, look at that coat
I
there.
know. Thanks for having me. I know. I'm an influencer.
Yeah, right? You kind of look like West Side Gun, man. You know who
Yeah.
West Side Gun is?
No.
All right, go look him up. You're gonna
I'm a little jealous right now. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. This is
No.
iridescent.
And I got corduroys. My style is Bernie Sanders meets Kanye West is what I'm going for.
All right, Max, so what's your unpopular opinion this week, man?
So I gotta say, I think it might be popular with some people, but I think overall, I think that people on Wall Street are a bigger drain on society than drug dealers.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, elaborate.
Well, I mean, Wall Street's actually like crashed the economy at least once. Like 2008, what they did and it was like you know, with the financial crisis and everything and the housing market. I think that's done more long-term damage than just like someone selling weed.
Yeah, than somebody being strung out on crack.
Yeah.
Than anybody getting their goods sold.
Yeah.
So I feel, yeah, that's fucked up. I made that joke and that shit went flat on you guys.
Well, when the economy crashes, drug use goes up.
Oh, and who's here to numb the pain? The drug
Yeah.
dealers, yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones to clean up the mess.
Yeah. Drug dealers haven't done anything bad to the economy. They only stimulated the economy, right?
I'm still trying to balance out Merrill Lynch or Medellin. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
that's a tough one because like the people in Wall Street ain't coming up in your house and just murdering everybody. Like you homeless, but you still alive. Like you cross the cartels. Then again, my experience with the cartels is strictly from Breaking Bad. So
I
maybe
love
they're
how
not
you.
as
I was
bad.
about to say you always go so South American and so Caribbean
That's what
with
I'm
it.
saying.
Like Cisco, I love that Cisco is like he's definitely the voice of reason. He's gonna keep us alive on this podcast, where he's always thinking of the most dangerous aspect
That's
to be
what
like,
I'm saying,
yo, no, you can't say that shit.
Merrill Lynch never.
But-
Merrill Lynch ain't coming to your house. Like
They're not.
The cartel. No, they'll take your house, but it'll take
Isn't
them
that's
years.
bigger?
What do you think?
I think that's fair. I mean, it's the difference between like maybe someone on drugs will like come in and steal come into your house and steal something.
Yeah.
But the bank's gonna come in and steal the entire house. That's like I think that's.
But
bigger.
you can invest with Merrill Lynch and the people on Wall Street. You can't
You can
invest
invest
in
with a drug dealer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
just
gotta
go.
know
You just go. Hey, what's a drug dealer
Wait.
name that I can say that's not offensive? Hey,
Drew.
Hey, Jeremy, the drug dealer. Wow, you're really. But be like, I noticed that you're selling all these packages here. Can I invest with you? Like, can I give you some money? You give me a return? That would
It takes more. You need more references for the drug dealers than you do the banks. To be
That's
honest
true.
with you.
Damn.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. So somebody got to vouch for you. Somebody literally got to put their life on the line for you to invest.
Maybe you got to get jumped in.
Yeah.
No. That's just for
Now,
street level gangs,
After
bro.
GameStop, it's going to be jumped in.
Now let me ask you this, Max.
Yeah.
Because you seem like you would have more friends on Wall Street than more friends that are drug dealers. But
Yeah.
I don't know. This code is that's not a sober choice right there.
so that's what I'm saying. Like, who would you have to say you might be more afraid of then? Like,
I'm not really afraid of either. But I think just society as a whole has probably been damaged more by people, betting against the housing market or whatever than,
I don't know. Everybody's 401ks are connected to the Wall Street. You know what I mean? Like, people get to retire because of Wall Street.
Yeah, there's no old drug dealers.
And I think it's like interesting. Like, I don't know, wasn't there a time when people were like, we're against corporations. Corporations are bad. But it's like, didn't corporations help your parents to buy the house that you lived in and were able to go to school with?
wow.
So it's like, people are like, bad corporations. Like, yeah, but they fund everything. Sure, they go bad sometimes, but if you don't have them, what are we gonna do? Just living in
I
huts?
see what you're saying because I went through the same thing as a dad. Like that's what a dad is. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, daddy's mean. It's like, no, I'm trying to protect you people. Like, I'm trying to make sure you live through another winter. I'm not mean.
Yeah, if people are left like to their own impulses, like that's not gonna work. But anyway, that's a different story. I'm not a parent.
I don't know.
I know. What if there's a parent that would? I forget it. If there's
But
someone.
let me ask you this, Max. Do you actually have any friends that work on Wall Street?
No.
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 No, you don't know anybody, or
No, I have probably more friends that sell drugs than.
all right. Like, what kind of, if not to get too personal, but like, was any of that around you growing up? Were you around any Wall Street type people or any financial type people?
Not, to my knowledge. Really. I'm sure someone's parents were, but not that I like directly knew.
That is interesting because I would have assumed it'd have been the other way around. But
Yeah.
like, I would have assumed, not knowing anything about Max other than just looking at him, I would
Yeah.
feel like, yeah, he's probably of some Wall Street ilk, and he's like,
Yeah.
nah, he doesn't know them,
No.
and he thinks that, like, all right, because most of us would think he's that guy who's just putting on his coat and coming down here playing around.
100%.
I was I lived in during college in the west side of Chicago.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to say I was close, but I knew people who were my
yeah,
disciples.
you wanted to do something different. Yeah.
I got called a WD,
Okay.
a white disciple.
White disciple? White disciples in the house.
How
Yeah.
many $150s you give out on the west side? You could tell us.
I don't know that.
He's like, nah, I can't talk on that.
That would be hilarious if that's what we're talking to, man. I swear to God, I would love that so much, man. All right, man. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It was fun.
Appreciate it. All right, so my next guest is coming in. All right. Just buzz him in the door. All right, my man. This is my man, Pots and Pans right here. Derek Gaines, come on over here, man. Stopping in. Yeah. What up, man?
I'm the only one clapping.
Thanks, man.
I thought that was the thing we do.
I appreciate that.
I don't know, man. Welcome, man. What is your unpopular opinion this week, Derek?
Just want to say hi to everybody. Clark
Hey,
Gable.
how
Clark Gable. Nice coat. And love you, man. Like, I love you now. Because when you was a young, hot booker with just a little bit of a limp over there at one of them high comedy clubs, this nigga, Matt and Richards introduced me. He was like, who the fuck is you? And I was like, yeah, I'm Derek from Philly, man. And he was like, yeah. That's when he was calling
You're gonna hear
shots.
that a lot. You're gonna hear that a
And that
lot.
motherfucker was calling shots. But anyway, it's good to see you now. My popular opinion, just thought about it. First off, I'd like to say that I was pissed off about 2 stops on the train because I wasn't the flyest nigga on the train. Some nigga got on there with a fucking Gucci, he had a Gucci face mask with Mickey Mouse on it. I said, you son of a bitch.
What?
And then I was like looking at his outfit. And I was like mad because I thought I was pretty fly today. But
Right.
This nigga had a fur pea coat on, man. I was like, damn.
And that made you
And it pissed me. I was like, who the fuck do you think you are?
Wow.
I'm the flyest nigga on the train. This is what I do this for. It's part of
okay.
my meditation. But
Okay.
that's besides my. Ready? Unpopular opinion.
Oh shit, that wasn't it.
No, that wasn't it. That was just some shit.
Because that was fascinating to me too.
I was mad as
Hold on.
fuck. That's
I
not
didn't
a.
stated that wasn't it. He said
That
he
wasn't
talk
it.
about this.
Okay.
Ready? I fucking can't stand Clubhouse. I think it's the dumbest shit. Everybody's a goddamn audio book now. I don't want to hear advice from Amber Rose. Fuck you. I don't care about these dumbass conversations that 1,000 people. This is what happened. Networking got a fucking Netflix. This is like the Netflix of networking. Like you can pick and choose what conversation. What y'all niggas talking about? What y'all motherfuckers?
Yeah,
I cannot stand anybody and the power. You're a moderator. What? You talk strippers as moderators now, huh? Getting on there, talking about the polls that they wipe off and I can't stand for Clubhouse.
What I've found works for me is when I'm on the poll, I'm like, all right, man. I actually turned it into a business.
You know what Clubhouse is, fellas?
S-grip. You got
No.
It's this app now where you can just whip up a conversation with because first of all, explain before I explain.
It's like a podcast, but it's in an app. And you just create it's the old chat rooms.
But it's a new chat.
You're
like
actually chatting.
With anybody and everybody. They throw a bunch
body.
of people in the room and you get to talk and hang out.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, but and the topics are supposed to be about like these kind of things, but it's.
You ever heard Chicago niggas try to explain Bitcoin? It's too much slang. Not everybody can be a fucking professor. I can't stand Clubhouse. Oh shit! All these woke black people talk about shit that I learned back in Philly. Like,
hey man, listen, euphorium is bogus. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, they have 4-hour conversations about HBO shit that they would never be in. They talk about camera work. These niggas ain't cameramen. Oh shit! It's just so many fucking opinions on this goofy. Let's talk to each other, and then everybody talking over each other, and then somebody gets disrespectful, and they little box blink. The little gray thing blinks, and then you can clap, but don't clap. Like you just press the microphone on and off and on and off.
You went deep.
I had to watch to see why I hated it.
Okay.
And I found out why I hated it.
Yeah.
That's my unpopular opinion, goddammit.
I like it. You know what's funny? I did a few things, and they all went to fascinating places, which it was interesting. I just couldn't keep up. Like everyone was not that interesting.
Yeah,
and the least interesting people seem to talk the most.
Yeah,
on that
because they
show.
don't get no other goofy platforms, so you get all these normals and give them some kind of moderated.
But that just lets you know you were in the wrong room. Did you delete the app?
No, it's still there. It's just there so I can hate on it. That's how I know I'm getting old. It's just there so I can listen to these fucks talk about fuck, and I'll be like, yeah, all right, at least I'm doing something with my life. Fuck that. I'm friends with comics. Niggas that talk about shit. I like philosophy.
That is hilarious. Yeah, I'm still on it. Yo, because we do that. We keep some things around just to trigger us. We hold on to some things every now and again. Like, we'll hold on to spite. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Spite?
I just be like,
Yeah.
I
Turn
need
it on when
something
you
to
feel
hate.
too good, you feel too happy. Hold on, I'm having a good mood. Hold on.
Go to Clubhouse and listen to these dumbs.
Because good for you,
goofy
man.
fucks.
Yo, that's what's up, man. Keep Clubhouse going so that y'all can fuel that fucking
That's
fire.
right. I hate networking. I hate it. Get a talent, nigga. They'll come to you. You hear? Where the camera at? Which one? Listen, networking is not a talent. All right? You bitch ass LA fucks. You go out there and start these goofy what you got? What you got? What you got? Stop with the audio fucking farmers market. I hate y'all niggas. I hate them.
Thank you,
I
Derek. Go ahead.
have never been on it, and I can't.
I
now
can't
won't.
stand
I
Clubhouse.
now.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, man. It's brutal. It's pretty brutal.
But that's pretty good. That's good energy for you. 'Cause
So-
that's like Michael Jordan, never forgetting like little shit that happens.
Yeah.
And it's like
I love the
really,
Last Dance
like,
documentary.
Gets up
That's a
your
popular
ass.
opinion. I love that goddamn Last Dance documentary. That shit was just, I was like, God damn, that's what happened. The 90s Bulls.
Yeah,
but
but
anyway,
I don't like how people don't like how you can't hold on to spite. Because like Jordan's Jordan's Hall of Fame speech, they're like, he threw everybody under the bus. It's like, yeah, how else do you think you're gonna get there? By being like a good Christian and be like, God bless everybody. Yeah, it's like if you want to be dunking on everybody and winning 72 games a year and being the baddest person who've ever
played the game.
besides Tom Brady now. But no, I'm just kidding. But
I have
it's like,
I have a
Tom Brady's a
little
human being.
I have a little like a small, just a little unpopular opinion. All right, maybe I can come back. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is better than Michael Jordan.
Doesn't Bill Russell have 11 rings?
Yeah, but that, I mean, like Bill Russell was playing against, he's
5'6"
5'6" Jewish guys.
just by the number.
Yeah, but that's, I don't know.
I'm going for Bill Russell because he's got the most
that's
rings.
an argument, but it's like, I don't know. Who are you playing against?
No, you playing against the best of your day. You're gonna tell me the guys who? Okay, let's say we took those 5'9" Jewish guys and put them here. You think they wouldn't be on steroids?
Yeah, but they wouldn't be. I mean, I don't know. Bill Russell was still at a level where like I don't know. Like, have you ever watched a full Bill Russell game? And this is like now we're getting into territory like taking other people down. Like I'm not talking shit on Bill Russell, but it's like when you compare where you were or like how things are, that's when it gets like Michael Jordan was playing against like monsters. You know what I mean? And that's why too, like Tom Brady is the best athlete of all time.
Human athlete.
Human athlete, or however you want to describe. I mean,
Michael Jordan is not
because
human.
We've had this.
Michael Jordan is the psychotic rage of the divine Lord himself made flesh. The same way Mike Tyson is the wrath of God made human flesh. They're not human beings.
Good.
Michael Jordan, we're lucky that we live in a world where Michael Jordan did not get into politics. We're lucky that if Hitler had the drive that Michael Jordan had, motherfucker, we'd all be speaking German right now.
No, but that's why sports exist, that so that you don't actually go to war. Because people want to compete all the time. So now we find ways to compete that are appropriate for so that we're not cutting each other's heads off. UFC is kind of not getting back into that, but like there used to be gladiators and all that stuff. Then we have sports so that you can compete and then, okay, the rules are this or whatever. But it's like that's the way that it is. And football is the hardest ass shit out there. Like you can die, you can become paralyzed. What other games can you play besides UFC? NFL, like you can be paralyzed, you can be dead.
Rudy Tomjanovich almost got killed by a punch. By one punch on a basketball court.
Right. So basketball is a hard game. I mean, basketball is a sport. It's not a sport unless you run in it. Okay? But you run in basketball. And it's hard game, and so is NFL, and so is hockey. But some people are like, this athlete, golf is not a sport. It's not. You don't run in it. You know what I mean? If ESPN didn't exist, and to say, look, Tiger Woods, and we're going to film all this stuff and have this on the airwaves so we can, because we're a corporation and we need to make money, fine. But it ain't a sport. You know what I mean? It's
golf is not a sport, but following that ball is.
What do you mean?
And then you gotta catch it. You gotta catch it with the
I
camera.
thought you meant just walking around. I was like, that is the fattest shit I've ever heard. Like that was like how the golf cart got invented. Like, yeah, this ain't a sport, but following this ball around is.
I'm not walking 18 holes.
But these are conversations that people have had since the dawn of time. I mean, sports conversations are happening all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think like converting to Islam makes you hard. You know what I mean? Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he converted to Islam. Like anybody who changed
Before it was cool, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, so you had you had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and you had Muhammad Ali. Like if you jump religions, you're like that's some legit choice making in your life. Because
Shout out to Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah, he
converted to Judaism. It's still conversion.
Sure, because that's a decision. You know what I mean? Like everybody's like, I'm a Buddhist now. It's like, no, you're not, because you don't have to you don't have to change your name. I mean, maybe you change it to like Lotus Flower or something but you have to change your whole lifestyle.
So the next guest will bring something in that's probably gonna be outside of sports because I'm being sexist because it's a lady. Come on over here, Chloe Lablanche. Let her in. All right, I already did the audio shit. Go ahead, clap
for everybody.
We can.
We'll
it'll get better once we're with the studio audiences. So we're back and new to doing this shit. Do you want a Lysol or spray anything?
I'm okay.
All right, she's good. All right. What is your unpopular opinion this week, Chloe?
So I think that Michael Jordan.
Yo, my testicles almost shriveled into my body. Like, yo, I am not a man.
No, it's actually about golf. Okay, no, all right, so I've been dealing with a lot of life experience lately.
Nice.
Yeah, of course. I think that men are more psychotic than women.
Oh, shit.
I think everyone gives women, they say we're crazy, but I think dudes are they are crazier.
I like this. She came into
I
a room
just-
of dudes and
Yeah,
was like, "You
because-
guys are all fucking crazy."
Yeah,
You guys are fucking
we
crazy.
can take it to the next level.
Yeah,
you know what I
guys
mean?
are-
Like
you're always like, you're always jerking off, pretending we're there, but we're not. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm watching Real Housewives.
Yeah.
I'm not having sex with you. Like, they're
That is
crazy,
pretty crazy,
man.
right?
Yeah, and they got all these motives, Like we got motives. As a woman, we're like, I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna marry this guy. He's gonna support me. Men are like, I am going to make her my bitch. Like they're just so crazy. All these motives.
Fuck, I actually do. I say shit like that, but I make sure that the lady like I don't guess. I want to say that she wants it.
Well,
But,
yeah,
like-
no, but it's like my ulterior is just like I want him to like be in love with me, and he's like,
Yeah.
I will gaslight you.
Yeah, because you got to be that
Until-
bitch for him, though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So he got to make you that bitch.
yeah.
So
So, like for example, this one time, Michael Jordan.
but this is men are crazier in relationships, or I mean, I
What's
agree
she saying?
overall.
Everything. I mean,
Okay.
everything is a relationship to a man.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that, and then when the breakups happen, how many, the men, a lot more men are murdering the women. Maybe I'll text him 50 times, but I'm not gonna kill him.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a possession thing. Where like, nah, I don't have this thing that I had, even though I didn't really want it or respect it. But as soon as you take it away from me, it's the most important thing to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Men won't even not only want to own women, they'll want to own nations. Like they'll come over on ships and be like, "I need a new nation. I need a new
Yeah.
continent from my."
Coming from the white guy. over
Yeah,
here.
I mean, listen. Don't you want our take on it? Yeah, I mean, I get it. The craziness of also too, women don't have an outlet for their insanity. Like
We have
men have
Instagram.
sports, men have all these science and atomic bombs, UFC fighting, all of these things. Like women
like
can't
you're-
take out their
But if
craziness
we
on
have
men.
the
You're
out-
being quite sexist. There's been female terrorists, female athletes.
Yeah,
Sure, but for
I'm
the
just
most
kidding.
part, you need women as a whole maybe need an outlet for their craziness.
Well, yeah, that's why we
or
have,
maybe they don't.
That's
I don't
why
know.
we have phones, so we can just call you. And I mean, it's just I've been dealing with one guy who's insane, and
Can you give us 3 bullet points?
okay, of
Like-
course, yeah, he like loves to gaslight.
Oh, what's gaslighting?
Gaslighting is when you make someone believe that they're crazy when
Okay.
they're
Right,
not.
right.
So like, there's some movie that's called Gaslight, and basically what this guy and you manipulate someone so they can't leave because you convince them they're crazy. So like, there's an old
wow.
movie from like the 50s where this guy. He had his wife, and every day in the house he would dim the lights a little bit and not tell her. And one day she was like, "Is it getting darker in this house?" And he was like, "You're crazy. It's not."
Right.
That's
right.
like
yeah,
gaslighting.
yeah.
But like there's this guy that I was seeing, and he would text me like he'd be like, "Call me," and I'd call him. He'd be like, "I'm actually really busy right now," and I'd be like, "Oh, okay." And then I would like text him. I'd be like, "What's going on?" He'd be like, "Leave me alone, but you're beautiful." And I'm just like, this guy is fucking with my head.
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
like it's stuff like that. And then like there's this other guy who he had like a slutty picture of me that I sent him, and and one of his friends said something to me, and they were like, "Oh, like I saw that picture," so I hit him up,
damn.
and I was like, "Why would you show that to your friend?" And he goes, "Why are you making up drama that doesn't exist?" And he's like, "I'm sick of your dramatic lies." I'm like, "You're gaslighting me." Because
Right.
you did
Yeah,
that.
He doesn't know how to apologize.
That's what-
that is.
No,
yeah.
but it is like jujitsu, like using somebody's emotional weight against them. And
Yeah.
So like, but let me ask you this: Do you learn from that? Like, do you like now? It's like, yeah, just drop somebody.
No, I mean, once you start to see the patterns, it's a lot more simple. And then
To cut them or to
it just becomes more aware, and then it gets to the point where, okay, when do I want to stop making myself feel like shit
right.
with it? And a lot of time, like I used to drink a lot, and so, like guys would like blame it, like, oh, you were drunk, you were
Right,
being
right,
drunk,
right.
and then like the last time when this guy was we like broke up initially because he said I used to like get too drunk and I was annoying, and then this time like I wasn't drinking at all, and I saw him do the same thing and try to tell me that
Right.
again, and I was like, like this is very obvious, and it's like it's just I feel like just the motives. I don't know. Like guys always pretend like when they break up with a girl they don't care, type of thing a lot. That's what I like. They act like
No, I just went through a breakup, and I think I probably handled it like a G.
yeah.
Like I definitely, like, and it wasn't intentional. It was just kind of like for my own survival, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but then like, do you think like 6 months down the line you would like see something and it would like trigger you and be like, "Fuck
Oh,
this"?
yeah,
Like, you know, like
definitely.
you see her with another guy and you're like, "Fuck this, I want to ruin this."
oh,
she
no,
can't
no,
be
no,
happy.
No, God, no. I don't think I have that in me. But
Yeah.
I think that what you're describing is also a case by case basis.
Yeah.
Like I am aware of guys that have that in them, and I don't know what happened. Like guys that I grew up with. You know what I mean? And it's just
Yeah.
like. Somehow they got off at that stop, and that's just something that they have now. And I'm
Yeah.
like, shit, I was with you every day, and I didn't get that. I don't
Yeah.
know where that came from. But because it's my friend, I also don't really address it because it's not my problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just feel like women get put more in a box of just being like, you know, your girls are crazy, they are clingy, they're this, they're that. But at the end of the day, like we're all people, and so many men are like that too.
Yeah, you know what though? No one sells the concept that men are crazy.
No
Because-
one.
Like it's not a
Men-
joke that men are psycho.
Yeah, but men control the narrative.
That's why.
With what? Like comedy and stuff?
With everything. Like guys make up the like. No dude is gonna tell you. It's easier to say she's crazy than it is to say I fucked up or
Yeah.
I'm broken or you know what I mean. Like because any relationship that goes south, it's not a one person thing. Like son, you don't go from hey we're together to not together without something happening. And the hardest place to look is the mirror. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's like for example, a boy could be like, or a man. I'm not a pedophile. A man could be like, you know, like, I'll be like, why did you cheat on me? And he'll be like, because you were annoying. And then I'd be like, okay.
Which, by the way, that's
okay,
bullshit.
okay, I'm
That's
so.
the most bullshit
No, not just
answer.
something like that. Like I'm like, why didn't you call me like back for 2 days? And he's like, oh, because you were being annoying. And then, but then in reality, and then I'll be like, oh, I'm really sorry. When in reality, it's like he can't just be like, oh, I was like getting fucked up for 2 or something like that. So it's like
Yeah.
everything. I just feel like from my experience and the experience with my friends, like the blame is always put on us just because we're so. Like pigeonholed into like being just like girls are crazy, girls are too emotional, girls are this.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what doesn't get talked about enough is like, this is gonna sound so corny. Like, what makes an appropriate like relationship? Like when something like that happens, I like if somebody acted like that to me, I started cutting people out of my life, like, you know, pretty
Yeah.
early. And people were like, "You're a dick. You cut people out of your life." I'm like, and they would like, they would say, "You're a hardline guy." Once something like weird happens, I'm like, I'm done with that person. Like, anything little weird. So
Yeah.
anytime, I mean, again, I'm no like psychologist or I shouldn't be giving advice to anybody on anything. But when someone does something fucked up like that, it's like, you're done. I'm done with you.
You're a
like
dick,
you're cut off the
But
team.
dicks are happy.
But
Dicks are
I don't know.
happy.
So it's like, I don't know. It's a tough situation.
It is because like when you have that, you got to stick to it, and it's hard sometimes to go. I'm not gonna fuck with that no more. But then it's still there. You know what I mean?
Well-
and I salute anybody who can do that. I'm the worst when it comes to shit like I used to be the worst when it comes to shit like that. I'm not gonna put up with this shit, and then you're just there. You're like I'm.
Oh yeah,
you know,
it's great,
I'm
dude.
gonna put up with
I
this.
cut the internet out of my life. You know, it's like I feel great.
Yeah.
Like every day, people are like, "Have you heard of this?" I'm like, "No, I haven't," and I feel great. I feel wonderful. And like I don't know. It's like coronavirus is the best thing because all the people that I don't have to see anymore, like in the streets and whatever, it's great. It's just
Yeah.
like limiting your human interaction. I mean, to not a weird situation, but it is great. But I mean, I'm curious, like, what do you think about
I
like
do-
your sample size of like are you?
Well,
going
I was curious of more examples. I was curious of whether there was anything else because what you said to begin with, bringing it back to your point that men are probably more psychotic than women.
I mean, they can be very manipulative. I think women, not to speak for everyone, but we are more emotionally on the surface, whereas it's kind of disguised with the way men behave. Like a man could be saying something mean to you because they don't know how to say something nice necessarily.
Yeah.
Because like I was seeing this guy and we kind of We used to date a while ago, and then we started talking again, and I thought it was much different, but the whole relationship just ended up being a complete repeat of it. And he said something like, he was like, listen, like, I just wanted to tell you, like, I'm not interested in you at all. And then we're on the phone, and he heard me getting upset, and then he started to get mad at me. He goes, are you crying? What, are you going to cry? Are you going to cry? Why don't you grow up? And I'm like, you know, like, oh, just because you said something mean to me, and now you like, I'm allowed to cry.
Yeah. Do you think that it's like the power in whoever cares less?
Absolutely.
Like if guys pretend to care less, so all that shit is so messed up. But he's the technique is like, I'm showing you how little I care, and women are maybe more compassionate, so they're like leaning into like care, like they care for children, little toddlers, or they're made to care for children, so like they care more. So the more that someone doesn't care, you lean in more. You know what I mean? And that's like the Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope. They're like, I don't care, and like you're leaning in more and more and more and more. So I don't know.
You emotionally punch yourself out.
Yeah. Whereas like, you know, again, this is like sounds like psychology or
I know,
something.
I'm
you
sitting there
like
trying
pop
to
psych-
analyze
But
it.
I think it's fascinating.
My own shit. Like, am I psychologically rope-a-doping people?
Yeah, I think I think the thing also is that like it's people don't. When somebody says men do this or women do that, people do it like across the board, and people don't. That's not said like enough. It's always like, oh, well, men do this, women do that. Everybody does basically. Like if you look at it, everybody has the same behaviors. They're just labeled differently.
Well, it leans
sure.
one way or the other.
Yeah.
Like, so there's like, all right, 60% of women do it and 40% of men, or it's 35, whatever. The smaller the thing is. I mean, I think that you should care less, but you should choose how many things you care about.
Well,
like
yeah.
it's like, I don't care about a lot of shit, but I care a lot about like 6 things. But you can't care about all this other bullshit. But I don't know. It's tougher.
That makes
a
sense.
relationship is something that you have to care about. But yeah, I mean,
Well, I think another aspect of it is it's so much easier to call a girl crazy than it is that like the standards for a girl to be called crazy are so low. Like you could just be like, oh, like, you know, she texted me 2 times. She's fucking crazy. But then a guy, it's like, oh, he texted me 3 times. He must really like me. That's how like kind of girls think. Whereas like, and then if the guy like shows up at someone's apartment and is stalking you, then you're like, oh, he's crazy. But like, not if he like goes through your old Instagram when a guy has a crush on you and they'll like 10 of your old pictures and we're like,
Right.
oh my god, he likes me. But if a girl did that, they'd be like fucking psycho.
right. And there's no like,
It's like boys do shit
There's
like
no
that, you know?
standard on how to
I don't know.
like. There's no standard on how to interact with texting, phone calling.
That's the problem.
Because you're
There's
like,
no
how many
standard.
times is too much to text? And
Yeah.
then it's like, because I remember like there's girls
Some
that I
people are
dated,
just,
like you
like,
couldn't text
weird.
them back too
Yeah.
quick. But I'm like, the phone is a conversation. If I'm holding my phone, I'm gonna text. Like go back and forth, but sometimes you're supposed to take a break, put it on ice, hour and a half, or it's like you can't show them too much how you like. But now I'm just like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. If you don't like me, too bad. I
But
mean, I don't know what to
see,
tell you.
That I think a lot of that stuff those rules come out of misreadings of someone else's weird culture. So it's like, all right, you ever been to somebody's house back in the day and the phone can just ring nonstop and nobody fucking moves?
Yeah.
Right? Well, that person is probably not going to answer your calls when you give them a cell phone. They're just trained to ignore someone getting in contact with them, which somehow can be projected as being cool. Wow, you've got the willpower. Like, no one ever answered phones when I was a kid. We just don't respond to that.
Yeah.
And if you're one of the people that'd be like, oh, he didn't pick up for me after 14 rings. This guy must fucking hate me. No, it's just he grew up in a weird, like, you know what I'm saying? He has that weird thing about him that is just a thing, you know?
Yeah.
When people tell you, when people tell you, oh, this is bad and this is good when you're growing up, you carry that for like ever. There's no change in what you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but
it
everything is
takes
new
a
now.
lot.
Like I never
take-
heard of the technique like going
Yeah.
back and liking people's Instagram 10 back.
Yeah, see, I don't know
who
that.
Who would do that?
I don't know- I don't know
is
that
what
world.
you do to
And
show
I don't know-
that you like somebody?
What I try to do when I hear about shit like that, I try to equate it to anything weird that I did like that when I was a kid. And I think the closest I can come to is there was a girl that I liked that I used to call to talk to her, and I didn't understand the curve at the time.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that if her brother's picking up the phone and saying she's not here, that means don't call anymore.
Right.
I didn't know that. So, you know what I mean? I end up looking like a weirdo because I just hadn't been introduced to that social cue yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
she didn't call you.
Let me ask you this: could you admit things that you do that are crazy, like not in a
course.
relationship, but like this? Oh yeah, I do this. This is crazy, and not dealing with other people. Just all like, yeah, I'm crazy in this way.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's crazy is that I will try to get someone to like me who doesn't like me. I think that's crazy. I think that's a waste of time. I used to be like, okay, like I'm gonna make it so this person likes me, like blah blah blah. And I got to a point where I just got exhausted. I'm like, okay, if this person doesn't like me, what am I? They don't deserve my feelings,
Right,
you know.
right.
And I'm just like, fuck this. And then once you get to that side of it, and you just pull away because you're not getting what you need, then it's like a magnet. Then the person comes at you, and I'm just like,
so you show you're not caring, and then they start.
yeah,
caring.
and then I'm
that's
just
the
like, and then at that
issue,
point,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, you're full of shit. Like, like
That's not crazy though. That's life. People.
That- I mean, it's a
issue with
learning
control
thing.
in
Yeah,
that
every-
relationship.
yeah.
And then long term.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It feels like we're trying to talk Chloe off of her things, like we're trying to defend. Men aren't crazy. There's a reason why we do what we do.
Everybody's. I think everybody's. It took me a minute to realize everybody's a person.
Yeah,
Again, I go
agree.
back to this. Cosby said it, man. This
Cosby.
Cosby said this.
Okay.
And I'm quoting Cosby, so I'm covered. But the more personal something is, the more universal it is.
yeah.
So you go through the same thing, even if it's on a solitary level, or you don't show it. It's a human reaction to whatever's going on in your life. The difference is that as the majority is male, so they get to control the narrative. You know what I mean? So nobody says, again, nobody's gonna say nobody's gonna say that they're the problem. They're gonna put it on the other person.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also hard.
Nobody wants to be the bad
It's
guy.
also hard to prove that a man's crazy because you have to be like, what did he do? You know. Anyway, but I think a lot of people just don't know what they're doing. Like people aren't very conscious; they're just reacting.
Yeah.
So so for example, what's one of the most powerful things to say? Is like if I said to you, Chloe, you're crazy, you do this, and you're like, yeah, I know, that's exactly what I do. People like, oh shit. So self-awareness is like,
Well, yeah, and I've gotten to that point with this guy who was getting all mad at me. I was like, I'm not sorry that I want to talk to you. I'm not sorry that I like you and I want to talk to you. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry.
but that's awareness. You know what I mean? Most people
yeah,
just
that's
like,
'cause
why did people
crazy
kill
people
Jesus?
Aren't aware.
I don't know. They
Yeah.
just did. You know what I mean?
I guess
So it's like everyone doesn't know what they're doing. So it's like once you are aware of that and someone calls you out on your shit and you're like, I know, I do that. I'm sorry. Then that's like fully you like it makes things easier. But once you're going
Right.
back and forth in a crazy relationship and nobody knows why they're doing what they're doing, you're gonna get big problems.
Yeah.
I don't know, but again, I'm no side.
I
So
think
own
you'd
your
have problems
own
anyway, yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Everyone get in touch with your inner donkey. That's when donkey's like, hey, look, I'm not apologizing for if you think I'm annoying.
Yeah, get in
like
touch
I
with-
am, because at the end of the day, Donkey was Shrek's best fucking friend, man.
Yes.
Like, yeah, he was annoying as shit, and he owned it. He's like, okay, yeah, whatever. I pissed you off, but dude, no one's looking out for you. I'm looking out. Shut up.
I
Take
know.
it.
Yeah, get in touch with your inner landline. That's what we all got to get back to.
That's I like that too. Yeah, like person,
doubt.
that is big balls to not answer your landline. Just let it ring for like
Yeah,
50
man.
times.
never
I
had
grew up
that.
in a lot of houses where that was happening. Well, I didn't grow up in these houses. I would go to friends' houses. They didn't answer the door. They didn't answer. Like, it was a different household. Totally different
Would anybody
world.
point out that the phone was ringing?
No.
Nobody was, hey, yo, the phone ring?
Yeah. And
No,
kids
and
like
then
that.
gaslighting you. They're like, no,
Yeah.
it's not ringing. You're crazy. You're hearing something.
And then, but I also noticed those kids were different. Like, they had what we call like bedroom eyes. You know, like they get kind of dim on you, and they just like this. But they cool as shit. They're there, but emotionally they're not there. Like the light, they didn't have it when they were kids. When they were kids, they were wide-eyed. But like after years and years of dealing with like certain levels of disappointment, they just kind of check out. And they're cool. They're level-headed. They're not going to spaz out, but they don't react to shit. You know what I mean? And
I've met more black guys like that than I have white guys.
correct.
For sure.
Because you growing up when you're in a situation where like you just have to be okay with, oh, we're moving again. Okay, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean?
I've
Like,
never heard bedroom eyes used in that.
On children.
yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. You know the look I'm talking about. That
I
disinterested.
know that, but I've never heard
like,
it called
dude,
bedroom
that's
eyes.
why
Epstein knows that look too.
That's why I don't teach, because I would look at a kid's eyes like, get him out of here, dude. He's done. He's done. Look, he's had 6 addresses in the past 9 months. Like, there's nothing I can do. I'm sorry. This is not. I didn't fuck this up.
Talk about playing the odds. Jeez.
Like, I don't have that in me. That's why I like, dude. That's why I do this. Like, I can't. Nah, I'm too.
No, when I was in the system,
classroom.
that was one of the reasons why I left. I used to work in the truancy department, and it's rough, man. You go to these kids' houses.
Yeah.
I used to get into arguments with my principal. He'd be like, well, you know, when you go to these house visits, there's nobody there. I say, yeah, nobody there because they're working. If I go to somebody's house and there's nobody there, I'm not worried. I have to do more work if they're there, because if they're there, they ain't doing shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
All right. Well, I want to let Chloe. Thank you for stopping by,
Thanks
hanging
for
out
having
with
me.
us.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I want you to sit up here in the attic no more with us boys talking trash.
Yeah.
Don't finish the rest of this broadcast.
I gotta go catch the end of the game.
Yo, dude, my sports knowledge, it's too late. It's too late for me to even try to get back
I like
to
the
it.
fact though that you own it, embrace it, and you let people know, because again, most, like, for me, I don't really know much. I know enough to fake it, and I know like sports is easy, and this is an old bartender trick. Whatever your sports opinion is, I'm gonna offer just enough of a opposition to it, so you do all the talking. You know what I mean? So anytime somebody my Jordan and my Tyson, those are definitive my sports opinions. Right? Anything else, for the most part, dude, I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah. Unless you're talking like WWE from like 83 to maybe 2000. You know what I mean? I quote you chapter and verse on that, but I don't have the attention. I've never had the attention span to watch sports.
And I realize why. It's because that ain't the shit that I was interested in.
Yeah.
Small people talk people. Small-minded people talk people. Medium-minded people talk, events. Smart people, well, we talk ideas. Guys, this has been Unpopular Opinions. Everybody say goodnight, man.
All right, good night.
Peace.